Hello everyone and welcome to the first edition of Music in Motion, your music segment on The Blurb. I'm your host Andrew Paulson, and tonight we're going to be talking to a band called Apres Vous and their lead singer Rob Parr, so stay tuned. So Rob, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to talk a little bit about kind of your background in the area, just where you kind of started out as a musician.
Okay. I started playing music years ago, when I was in probably second or third grade or something. You have to play violin or you have to play whatever. I think that's when I first started actually playing an instrument. But it wasn't until I started playing guitar in probably 7th or 8th grade, and that's when I actually wanted to be in a band. And then I started playing with other people, like drummers and things.
And so from then, I've been told that you're kind of a one-man show, kind of recorded all your own music, and then moved on to having the Apres Vous group to perform all the different parts that you had live.
Yeah, it's kind of been like that. What Apres Vous originally was just sort of, in my free time, I would be working on songs, and over the course of literally years, I would get around to finally finishing them. And since the schedule for writing and recording and everything else was so tentative, I just did it all myself. Mm-hmm. And after I actually had a finished product, I wanted to play the songs live, and luckily I have some fairly talented friends, from a couple of different groups, and they were all willing to do it. So that's still who's doing it today.
And what's it been like to work with all these different talented musicians from different groups in the area, kind of coming together, almost forming like a micro super group?
That's a very generous term, I think, for all of us. But it's really cool. I think it's a good sort of outlet for everyone to kind of do something outside of the norm for them, where they're used to working with this group of guys and doing this sort of thing, and to be able to hop onto something else that's outside of that, I think is a nice little change all around.
What would you say are kind of your inspirations?
It's a weird thing, man. I would say inspirations and influences are kind of a more natural or subconscious thing than you even realize. I think a lot of my favorite musicians aren't people I sound anything like or even so much want to. I think the things that inspire you to write music are kind of life events, and just sort of what happens in the way that sounds is a bit of a byproduct of what you like yourself, but also what's inside of you, and kind of to a certain extent, I don't think you have much say in what music you write ends up sounding like,
right? Unless
you're going out of your way, in which case, what's the point? Because it's not anything really natural at all.
What do you got in store for us tonight?
Tonight, it's a show. It's tricky for us since the four other guys I play with are involved with so many other things, being other bands, girlfriends, jobs, school, all that sort of thing. We never really get a ton of time to work on things, you know what I mean? So we're definitely playing some, let's say, classics.
Okay.
Playing some classics.
All right.
But we are actually playing, I think, one new song that I wrote not even 2 weeks ago, I don't think. So it's really exciting to try to play it live, and hope that no one gets bored.
Cool. All right. Well, again, this is Rob Parr from Apres Vous. Thanks for joining us on Music in Motion.
No, sorry. I wasn't feeling that.
When you're on a tangled wood that you weave and making for each breath that you breathe, and your legs the too tired to hold you up. Your endurance is expired, time for sleep. When you lay down the heavy head, do you find yourself in a lonely bed? Such a lonely bed, but never quite as tired as you think. No one ever night is tight as sleep. When you wake from the nightly rest, when you get no rest, do you find yourself out of breath? You're gasping for air till you wonder why you never dream. I always wonder why. If I fall out a window with confetti in my hair, I'll deal out Jackson better on a blanket by the stairs over there. You know I tell you all my secrets, even though I lie about my hair. So send me up to bed.
Thanks so much, guys.